Haunted Pines. Welcome to Haunted Pines, true and bizarre stories, including the paranormal, true crime, extraterrestrials, monsters, and more. I'm Nomar Slevik, and tonight's story takes us on the trail of something small. This is the curious cases of the miniature flying saucers. Part 1. The English Encounter. The story begins on January 18th, 1968, when a man named Bob Strong reportedly received a mysterious phone call. Quote, "Be at Heaven's Gate, 9 p.m." End quote. This Heaven's Gate has nothing to do with the UFO cult. This is a place on the grounds of the Longleat estate in England. Bob traveled there with his companion, Sybil Champion, and the two of them waited patiently. As they stood beneath the trees, a small object drifted down from the sky. Quote, "A saucer no bigger than a soup plate." End quote. As far as we know, there was no drone technology in 1968. And even today, few devices behave like what the pair claimed happened next. A golden ladder lowered from beneath the tiny saucer, and more than a dozen beings, each only 4 inches tall, climbed down onto the ground. Then, before the witnesses' eyes, the small figures grew to human height. They shook hands politely and invited Bob to join them. I guess Sybil wasn't allowed. When he accepted, the beings shrunk him down to their scale. And Sybil watched as Bob climbed the miniature ladder and entered the craft. The tiny saucer rose into the air with a whistling sound, and then it became larger as it ascended until it vanished from view. 8 hours later, the craft returned. A 4-inch tall Bob Strong stepped out. As he approached Sybil, he slowly returned to full human size. Bob relayed the account to British ufologist Arthur Shuttlewood, which is why we have the story of this remarkable account. Part 2. Historical Parallels. As absurd as the story with Bob and Sybil might seem, it does sound like some other cases. In Raymond Fowler's 1990 book, The Watchers, drawn from the now famous Betty Andreessen Luca case, a massive flying craft was reportedly shrunk down to the size of a car, occupants and all, before it took off into the sky. In John Keel's 1970 book, Operation Trojan Horse, he wrote that hundreds of stories of miniature aliens and people and UFOs are buried within various UFO archives. Cases almost never published because, quote, "they were simply too unbelievable," end quote. One of Keel's strangest accounts comes from Seattle, Washington. Sometime in late August 1965, a young woman woke at 2 a.m. She was completely unable to move. A football-sized gray object drifted through her open window and settled gently onto the carpet. 3 small tripod legs extended, a ramp lowered, and several tiny beings dressed in tight-fitting suits climbed out and began repairing the craft on her bedroom floor. When their work was finished, they climbed back into the craft, and it flew out the window. The woman was freed from her paralysis shortly after. She insisted she had been awake the entire time. Part 3. More bedroom visitations. Another bedroom visit occurred in Hamilton, Ontario in 1976. A woman awoke suddenly to find a volleyball-sized saucer with a small dome hovering in her bedroom. 3 tiny gray figures emerged from it, and their heads were, quote, funny-shaped, end quote. And they projected a telepathic message asking if she would like to board their craft. Then she blacked out. When she regained consciousness, she was in the kitchen. The beings were with her, and they were taller now. She claimed that they showed her a map of their origin and then vanished. Interesting. Part 4. Small craft in the daylight. Miniature flying saucers aren't limited to just bedrooms. A woman in Millington, Tennessee, recounted an event from March 1st, 1974. She and her husband were sitting outside enjoying the warm weather when 5 saucer-shaped objects, each about 2 feet in diameter, drifted overhead and settled among a herd of cows in a nearby field. One cow approached the UFOs. They all lifted, glided over the animal, and landed again. Her husband grabbed his rifle and started toward the field. As he did, one of the small saucers flew past his head, and he claimed, quote, "The damn thing took my picture," end quote. Shaken to his core, he returned to the house, trembling and ice cold. The next morning, his wife found the cow. It was dead beside a pond. 2 weeks later, her husband suffered a fatal heart attack. She insisted the events were connected. Part 5. Modern cases of tiny craft. Not all of these cases are decades old. One witness described an encounter on December 5th, 2020. Sometime around 2 a.m., a strange metal object hovered in their bedroom. And it was square with rounded corners, and it had metal wires protruding from it. It glowed with changing colors. First white, then lavender, and then white again. The witness said, quote, "I could tell there were 2 beings inside," end quote. The object then tilted sideways, transformed into a disc, and disappeared in an instant. A year later, the same witness observed a massive saucer, the size of 2 football fields. They said it had descended behind the tree line near their home. And in the 1930s, a farmer in Maine was working in a field when a pulsating ball of light, about the size of a bucket, landed near him. When the horses pulling his cultivator passed over it, the ball of light shrank to the size of a baseball and then returned to its previous size once the machine passed. I know that was the 30s, but I wanted to include it here. In 2000, in Gulf Breeze, Florida, a group of 20 skywatchers witnessed a ping pong ball-sized light descend from the sky. As it got closer to them, it grew larger. It was now tennis ball-sized. And it passed slowly in front of each witness. And if that wasn't strange enough, only the person standing directly in front of the light could see it at any given moment. Everyone else, even standing inches away, saw nothing until the light was in front of them. Eventually, the object flew over the water and then vanished. Part 6. A Maine Encounter. The final story I'm going to share brings the mystery back to my home state of Maine. In the early to mid-1980s in Moody, Maine, a young student rode the school bus each morning. One day, shortly after being picked up, the bus driver and the student saw something strange. Hovering at the end of the driveway was a small silver oval object. Almost cigar-shaped, they said. It was darting in different zigzag formations. The bus driver stared at it. The student did as well. And then they looked at each other, and they were locked in mutual disbelief. When they looked back outside, the object was gone. The student asked the bus driver if it was some kind of remote-controlled toy. But the driver didn't know and was just as confused as the child. Decades later, the witness still remembers every detail. And so, when we spoke briefly about the encounter, their recollection of detail was remarkable. So we're left with a lot of strange things, miniature crafts, tiny occupants, shrinking crafts, intelligent lights, and encounters that defy conventional explanation. From England to the States, from bedrooms to fields to school buses on quiet roads, these cases are profoundly strange. Keep an eye out. What are your thoughts? Do you believe in the mini UFOs? Have you seen one for yourself? Feel free to reach out and let us know at Haunted Pines Pod on Instagram or email us at hauntedpinespod@gmail.com. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please share the Haunted Pines podcast with someone who loves true tales and the unexplained. You can find other strange stories in my books Humanoid Encounters, Granite Skies, UFOs over Maine, and my latest work, In the Pines. Until next time, always be aware of your surroundings, for the night belongs to the ghosts. I'm Nomar Slevik, and this is Haunted Pines.